With the NFL draft right around the corner, it is now time for the hype machine to go into overdrive.
Daniel Jeremiah compared Travis Hunter as a receiver to Devontae Smith and as a corner to Darius Slay.
We're taking a deep dive into 5 prospects from the 2025 draft class who already look like can't-miss superstars, and 5 who have major bust potential written all over them. Bust, Cam Ward, QB, Miami. When it comes to playing quarterback in the NFL, consistency is the name of the game. Unfortunately, Cam Ward is not that guy, but rather he appears to be the ultimate feast-or-famine quarterback. When he's on, he is electric, but when he's off, it's a disaster waiting to happen. He thrives on improvisation, turning broken plays into highlight reels. But that backyard football style doesn't always translate well to the NFL. And more so than the playstyle skewing in one direction or another is, well, his mechanics are kind of erratic. His footwork is just inconsistent, and he's relied far too much on sheer athleticism to bail him out. If he lands in the wrong system, one that doesn't rein in his wild tendencies, this one could unravel in a hurry. Star, Mason Graham, DT, Michigan. Mason Graham looks like he was engineered in a lab for trench warfare, and as we've seen with the way that the Philadelphia Eagles have risen to prominence, that is at the top of the list for NFL teams right now. During his college career, Michigan's defense leaned on him to dominate the interior, and he did it with a mix of raw strength, technical polish, and a relentless motor, racking up 7 tackles for loss and 3.5 sacks in his final college season. Impressive numbers for a defensive tackle constantly dealing with double teams. It's truly unique to be able to control the line of scrimmage from the interior of the defensive line. But keep in mind, this isn't just a guy who wins on pure power. Oh no, his hand usage is already NFL ready, and his ability to shed blocks made him a nightmare for offensive linemen, and should continue to do so at the next level. Plug him into a pro defense and he's causing havoc from the jump. He's got that Quinnen Williams type upside. Yeah, good luck keeping him out of the backfield if he gets with the right coach. Say a guy like Jim Harbaugh out in LA, who he has that pre-existing relationship with. Bust, Shedeur Sanders, QB, Colorado. Shedeur Sanders has the arm, confidence, athleticism, and, well, of course, with Deion being his father, the pedigree. There's no questioning that. And he has looked like a quality quarterbacking prospect during his time at Colorado. But come on, let's face it, he wasn't exactly facing the cream of the crop on a weekly basis. And everything was just set up for him to excel there. I mean, his dad was literally the coach and built out a program to try and amplify his son's talents and profile for the NFL level. Well, in any case, the counting numbers were definitely there, especially in year 2 with the Buffalo, where he put up 4,134 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, and, on the dark side, 10 picks. But nevertheless, he proved that he can sling it with the best of them. Unfortunately, in the eyes of NFL scouts, when you look at a notch deeper than the box score, well, the cracks in his game are real. His 52 sacks taken lead the nation in 2023, and 42 this past season really wasn't much better. And to be clear, not all of them were on his offensive line. That tendency to hold on to the ball too long, waiting for the perfect play to develop, is a recipe for disaster in the NFL. The pre-draft hype is going to be fascinating. Some teams will fall in love with his upside and hope that they can clean up his flaws, but man, they ought to proceed with some extreme caution, because if things go wrong, it could get ugly fast. Star, Travis Hunter, CB/WR, Colorado. Who knows what NFL teams will make of Travis Hunter, but hey, we are excited to see it. You don't see 2A players in today's game, but Hunter didn't just skate by doing it at Jackson State and Colorado. Oh no, he excelled and was one of the top talents and performers at both positions the past 2 years. Hunter's ball skills are elite, whether he's blanketing receivers as a corner or going up for a contested catch. His ability to flip the field on either side of the ball makes him a true game changer. He's got the instincts of a shutdown corner, the hands of a number 1 receiver, and the confidence of a superstar. Colorado leaned on him heavily, and maybe at times a bit too much, but hey, he never looked gassed, which really speaks to his rare endurance and competitiveness. Obviously, his fate will be somewhat dependent on which organization drafts him, but regardless, it seems like a lock that he finds a way to establish himself as a real star in the NFL. Bust, Benjamin Morrison, CB, Notre Dame. On pure talent, Benjamin Morrison has all the makings of a potential NFL star and belongs in the top 20 conversation come draft day. It's really just that hip injury that ended his 2024 season early that throws everything into question. Cornerback is a position that relies on fluidity, change of direction, and quick twitch explosiveness. All things that can take a hit after a major lower body injury. Yeah, don't get us wrong, the potential is still there, but so is the risk. A corner-needy team like Detroit or New Orleans might roll the dice, but if he can't regain that pre-injury movement, he's gonna really struggle to keep pace with the speedy wideouts that are littered across NFL fields these days. Do not be shocked if he ends up being a major bust for whatever team takes that swing. Star Tyler Warren, TE, Penn State. Tyler Warren isn't going to wow you with flashy athleticism, but he might be one of the most NFL-ready tight ends in the draft. He's a true do-it-all player. Penn State used him as a blocker, a short yardage security blanket, and a red zone weapon, and man, he delivered. Plus, it doesn't end there with Warren either. There was a stretch during this past season where he was literally their entire offense. In 2024, he put up 1,233 yards and 7 touchdowns and went for over 100 receptions, with 104 in total. Those are some big boy numbers. Yeah, he may not be the next Travis Kelce, but then again, there's only one of him. Warren is the kind of tight end who sticks in the league for a decade and plays a key role in a high-level offense. Bust, Abdul Carter, DE, Penn State. There's a lot to like about Abdul Carter. I mean, he's an explosive athlete with the kind of raw power that flashes on tape. But you know, the more that you watch, the more you really realize how much he's still figuring out the position. Originally recruited as an off-ball linebacker, Carter transitioned to the edge full-time, and while he was clearly a force to be reckoned with in 2024, posting 12 sacks and 24 tackles for loss, he's still more of an athlete than a refined pass rusher. He also has had a couple of off-the-field issues, and scouts aren't 100% confident about his motor, which, yeah, that doesn't bode well at the NFL level, where you need to be firing at maximum capacity at all times. If he doesn't develop the technical side of his game and improve his play recognition, well, his NFL career could be a short one. Star Emeka Egbuka, WR, Ohio State. Draft fatigue is a very real thing, and if you ask us, Emeka Egbuka is just its latest victim. He's been in the NFL discussion for, well, years now, but do not let that dull your perception like a good portion of the media has. He is still one of the most NFL-ready receivers in this class. At 6'1" and 205 pounds, he has just enough size and strength to really capitalize on his precise route running abilities. All he needs is a little separation and a quarterback to get the ball in his radius, and, well, he'll be able to haul him in with the best of them. A foot injury slowed him down in 2023, leading to a modest season, but this past year, he picked right up where he left off as a sophomore, going for 1,011 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. Heading into the draft, there should be a lot more excitement about Egbuka. Ohio State has become an assembly line for top-tier wide receivers, and Egbuka is just next in line. Bust, Jackson Dart, QB, Ole Miss. Jackson Dart has the moxie, arm talent, and mobility to intrigue NFL teams. But the biggest challenge for NFL scouts trying to evaluate his abilities and how they project to the next level is separating him from Lane Kiffin's quarterback-friendly offense. Because Ole Miss is a system that creates easy vertical shots, and to his credit, Dart took full advantage, throwing for 4,279 yards and 29 touchdowns with just 6 interceptions in 2024. Unfortunately, when you go a notch deeper on the tape, the concerns become very clear. While Dart thrived on schemed-up deep shots, he continually struggled when he had to go through his full progressions, largely because his decision-making under pressure was erratic, and his mechanics always seemed to find a way to break down once the pocket collapsed. And this was particularly exacerbated against the top SEC defenses, when, well, the easy throws just weren't there. And when those situations arose, well, he started to look lost fast. If he doesn't clean up his footwork and improve his ability to read defenses, he might not ever make that leap. Star Ashton Jeanty, RB, Boise State. Ashton Jeanty isn't just a running back. He is an offensive weapon. After a promising sophomore campaign in 2023, Jeanty took things to a whole new level this year. I mean, Boise State ran their entire offense through him in 2024, proving that he can be a true workhorse at the next level. NFL scouts are also excited by his extensibility in the passing game, because while he wasn't a huge factor in it this year, he did snag 43 passes the year prior for 569 yards and 5 scores. It's easy to imagine him hitting the ground running at the NFL level and playing a similar role, if not a slightly expanded one, to what we've seen Jahmyr Gibbs pull off in the Motor City. Jeanty has the rare ability to absorb contact and keep moving. He's explosive but controlled, never wasting movement. And oh boy, he is a nightmare in space. His draft stock is going to be fascinating to track, with running backs having largely been devalued, but his skill set makes him more in the ilk of a Saquon or CMC than a traditional running, and that could really elevate a contender to the next level of Super Bowl seriousness. But hey, which NFL draft prospects do you think are most likely to be a bust? Who looks like a superstar in the making? What do you think we got right here? What do you think we got wrong? Was there anyone that we may have missed? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking that like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then hey, subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.